having dinner with what's her name on Monday?
Who?
Jane.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's exciting.
I mean, it should be interesting.
What do you think of it?
I have a little bit of anxiety, but like, I feel like it needs to be done whether we decide to not speak or go forward. But I actually have anxiety about it because I feel like she's not going to see my point.
Yeah. Well, I just hope that when you guys make up that she has an apology for me.
Oh, for not calling you back?
Yeah. I thought we were friends, but apparently not very good friends.
I guess we'll have to wait and find out.
Hey everyone, it's your favorite housewife, Izzy. I want to discuss a little bit of what you guys have been asking me so much about on social media. What happened to my friends? If you guys have been following my saga, which I know you have because we are all in this together, you know that around June, I started having like a meltdown. So between June and September, I essentially lost all of my friends. Not like one or two, like 11, 12, 15, 17. I have 2 friends and a family member left, essentially. I actually lost my family members. I talk to no one. Let us unpack that. In June, when Mercury was in Gatorade, I kind of like had this realization that I have been spending time with all of these fake people. My mom passed away in 2019, and I feel like I was kind of like searching for a family. And so I picked up all of these like D-level friends that I had and kind of brought them all together and made myself a little squad. But I didn't pick the right people to be a part of my squad, as I learned as the months went on. Now, if you guys remember Vanessa, you know what happened with that. I have so much drama to report. I'm going to start by saying I go to check-in yesterday, and at check-in,
Your friend took our sweet room.
At check-in, the concierge guy is like, your suite is not ready. And I'm like, what do you mean my suite is not ready? And he's like, well, your friend told us that you weren't checking in today. I want to start off by saying I was supposed to check in Friday. My flight was canceled, so I was coming in Saturday morning. I didn't cancel my room because I wanted to be able to check into it early Saturday morning. So I go to check into my room, and they're like, no, your friend took your suite last night, and it's not clean yet. My friend took my suite without telling me. She didn't even have the decency to call me and be like, hey, I don't have a suite. I have a regular room, so I'm going to stay in your suite. And that's it. Because I would have been like, that's great. Don't check out. Just have it cleaned. Let me give you my Amex rate and breakfast. Like, why sneak and tell the manager that you need a room to give you my suite and then not tell me? Like, why be sneaky? Like, what? I just need to understand, like, what's the purpose of being sneaky? So then I had to wait 3 hours for my room to be cleaned after a 6-hour flight and 10-hour travel day with 2 kids. I was stuck on the street. We like ate some food, did some things, but essentially stuck on the street. My kids were in their pajamas because she didn't even have the decency to tell me, hey, I'm going to use your suite. There were no other suites in the hotel. And it got to the point that I was so exhausted. I told the hotel concierge, check in, just give me any room. And he was like, we don't have any room. So like, you don't even have the decency to call me and be like, hey, I'm taking your suite, blah, blah. Like, why be sneaky? I'm not understanding. So that was that. We get into the room, we go for dinner. In Guadalajara, my roommate was really sick and she wouldn't even offer to help me. She like took her friend's side, went out with her friend for the afternoon and left me with a sick child in a foreign country. Didn't offer to help me with my other roommate. I was just like, what type of friend are you? After I have been paying for babysitters and renting houses all over the world. So we had to say goodbye to her. Adios, no big loss. A Boca Blonde down the drain is never a big loss. But then I had some other friends that have been my friends for a very long time. Fast forward to Guatemala. I had a really good friend that I have been visiting in Guatemala, and I have known her for years. We've been through a lot of stuff together, and I really, really love her, and I don't have anything bad to say about her. However, sometimes people are in your life for a season or a reason, and she was a season, and this season had come to an end. I feel that some people are selfish, and they really, in the end, only worry about themselves. They worry about what's good for them, what's gonna work for them. They're not like in tune with what's gonna work for anyone else. So traveling with her and visiting her made me realize that she wasn't in tune with what was going on with anybody else. So I went to visit her in Guatemala with the impression that we would all be staying together on the same property, and in the interim she moved because that was convenient for her. But she was going to rent the property and stay with us on the property for a week so the kids could play together. She changed her mind, changed her plans, and didn't tell me. Now, I was going there to visit her. Luckily, I had other people coming to stay, so I wasn't alone with my kids in this giant house on a lake that I didn't want to go to, and the house was dirty. But had I not had other people coming, she would have canceled on me and I would have been stuck there. This made me realize that some people are just selfish, and she's not really interested in being friends with people. She's really just interested in doing her own thing and getting her own life on track. And that is okay. That's the route that she wants to take. She can go that way, but that's not a friend that I want in my circle. That's just not what I want. So another one bites the dust. Where's another one? Where are they?
Here,
Oh,
there,
they're all over the wall.
and there, and there, and there, and there. I see a bunch on that window and that window.
Oh, they're all up there. Look how many are up there.
Why not?
What are you guys doing over there?
Sean broke the tequila.
Hey, the freezer broke the tequila. Sean participated.
Did you fix it, or we lost a whole bottle of Patron?
We lost the tequila bottle.
You have glue.
I'm literally in the middle of a lake in Guatemala. Where do you want me to get glue?
I don't know. I feel like you have everything.
Maybe they make it here.
Let me see what you did. Then we had another friend that I was traveling with through Mexico, and I love her, and she's a great friend, but we are just on two different wavelengths. We are just in two different places in our life. We're two different places financially, two different places emotionally. We're just not in the same place. And I don't want to foot the bill, and I don't mind inviting my friends. And I did invite her, but I just feel like I was being taken advantage of. And I don't think that we had the same idea of what was gonna happen on this trip. So once we got on the trip, it was just very like, we were just going in different directions. I do take a lot of blame for like being okay and telling people like, yeah, come along, stay in my house. I shouldn't have done that. But at the same time, if somebody invites me to their house, I'm at least showing up with bottles of champagne. I'm not just coming empty-handed, which people did for months and months and months. So another one bites the dust. So here I am with my main squad that I've built gone. And there were many other friends that I had to clean house from. So I had about 5 or 6 other friends that every time we went out to dinner, I would pay the bill. Every time we went anywhere, I was footing the bill. And I was tired of it. Now, I'm not saying I want a group of all rich friends. Well, I am, okay? I want a group of all rich friends, okay? I cannot hang out with poor people anymore, and here is why. And this is not awful. Let's hear me out. I don't want to hang out with poor people anymore because it took me a long time to get where I am. I worked hard, I hiked up that mountain, I made it to my position in life, my financial status, and I just don't want to hang out with people that are less ambitious than me. I'm sorry. I don't want you to starve, I just don't want you to eat at my table. I want you to eat well, just not at my table, on my tab. I can't have it anymore. If you are not at least carrying a platinum card, we're not going to dinner. I know that sounds horrible, but it just is. And I want to point out that Uncle Maurice and Auntie Jane are still my besties. Now, Auntie Jane and I did have a falling out. We did. And you know what? Sometimes you have to take a pause from relationships, and that'll help you realize if you want to bring someone back or if you want to keep them out. Most of the people that I just mentioned will never be coming back. So if you're watching this, I love you. No, I don't love you. It's over. But Auntie Jane was one that we needed a break. We were taking a break. We took a break. And after a long time, we had a great conversation. I accepted blame for my faults. She accepted blame for her faults, and we're just moving forward. But the difference between Auntie Jane and the rest of my relationships is Auntie Jane is a real one. She's like a ride or die. She's my loyal friend. When Vanessa and I had the falling out. A few people continued to be friends with Vanessa behind my back, where Auntie Jane didn't. She's like, girl, you're my sister, and I'm not gonna be friends with someone who you're not friends with. Which, let me ask you guys a question, and I need to know in the comments. If you are friends with someone, do you expect your best friend and you break up, do you expect your best friend to stop being friends with them or to continue on being friends with them? Like, isn't it known that if you're my ride or die, when I stop talking to this person, you do too? I'm just saying, isn't that like standard? The only reason you should be following them on Instagram is so I can stalk them through your phone. Let's just be clear. However, that's what happened to my friends. I got rich and they stayed poor, and here I am with no friends. I'm taking applications. Guys, make sure you're subscribed here. This isn't a free show, by the way, or you're not gonna be my friends, okay? If you wanna be friends, we have to follow each other, not home.
Cheers. Liquor I found at the restaurant. Happy New Year! It's March. I'm back.
I'm gonna close with this. Everybody will say, as you become more like wealthy, financially stable, like you're supposed to bring your friends with you. You're supposed to like, you know, they're your friends. They've been with you since the gate. And I'm gonna disagree. It is okay to outgrow people. It doesn't mean that you are a bad person. It is okay to turn the page and move on to the next chapter and not bring certain people with you. Certain people are not gonna grow as fast as you, and they are not gonna be as ambitious as you, and it is not your responsibility to bring them with you. It is okay to say your season and your chapter is over, but I have to go on to the next. And you don't have to feel bad about it. I had a lot of guilt, but I don't. The guilt is over. I'm rich, they're poor, and we're just moving on. Stay toxic, my friends.
Hey everyone, it's your favorite housewife, Izzy. Don't forget to subscribe.